Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm at the east coast having a little break, and I'm at the nature reserve at Danes Dyke today. The sea is down that way and the valley with the stream in is just there, and Danes Dyke itself is here. If you watched the last video, I spent quite a bit of time around and about Danes Dyke. It's an ancient Bronze Age earthwork, 2 miles long, about 5,000 years old. See how high it is, it's 3-4 metres high, 5 metres high in places, and then it had a broad ditch on the western side, and it would have had a fence on the top, and it goes from the sea down there all the way to the cliffs at Bempton, up there. This bottom end of it has a nature reserve, as I say. I'm not heading down to the coast today. I'm going to come back that way. I'm heading up to Flamborough Head to the lighthouse, and then I'm going to walk back along the cliffs to where Danes Dyke meets the sea at this end. It's the 5th of November, it's bonfire night, it's about 15 degrees, it's rained solid for the last 24 hours, but yesterday was lovely up until it started raining. It was very windy. It was a bit hairy on the cliffs up at Bempton, but it's much nicer today. It's the wind's dropped considerably, so yeah, sit back. It's fairly new to me. I think I've walked once from Flamborough Head to Bridlington a long time ago. Not going as far as Bridlington today, only coming back as far as here. But on the way out to Flamborough, I'm just going to zigzag back and forth. Through the fields, but then coming back, as I say, I'm going to come the whole way along the cliffs. So the forecast is that it's actually stopped raining now. Checked it just before I came out. So hopefully it's getting a bit grey, but might stay dry. When you're driving into and out of Danes Dyke, there's a one-way system in operation. So this is actually the way out. Just takes you up to the main road, the bridge to Flamborough Road. This, I think, is where I head across the fields. Yeah. This brings me out in Flamborough Village, which you can just see there in the distance. And the church that I visited on my last trip here, and the lighthouse in the distance. If you've been watching the channel for a while, yes, I'm still going on about falling in May, but I fell at Danes Dyke in May, broke my foot, done something to my back that still isn't right. I think I'm going to have to get it checked out. And I haven't been back, and I think sometimes it's like riding a bicycle, isn't it? You've got to go back to these places. I did stop though and looked at the slope that I fell down. Blimey, it was a long way down. It's a wonder I didn't it's a wonder I didn't kill myself. But anyway, I'm back at Danes Dyke. It's a full moon tonight, so I'm gonna take things very steadily. I'll get back to you when we get a bit closer to Flamborough. So is it not beyond the realms of possibility, or is it this just my imagination? But we're now inside of Danes Dyke. We're in the area that was being protected by it in Neolithic times. It's where the settlements would have been, where the people would have lived, fished, farmed. And I don't think it is beyond the realms of possibility that Flamborough was a settlement back then. The reasons people settled here last week or last year, they're probably the same reasons that people settled here all those years ago. The location and community. So my point was, could this footpath from the dyke have been a footpath for all those thousands of years? I wonder. Not sure what that was. It's either thunder or a sonic boom. Oh yeah, we came this way on the walk I did a few months ago. Morning. If you want to see my video where I visited this church, I'll drop a link in the comments. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I just missed my turning by one street. This street on the right here's the street I could have come down. I think we go left, takes us past Beacon Farm, over Beacon Hill to the cliffs, halfway between Danes Dyke and South Landing. Well, I'm guessing, according to the map, that's the path there. There you go then guys, I think that might be the only time we go into Flamborough Village today. Beacon Hill, the name says it all. Could have been a beacon, I suppose, for ships before the lighthouse. Or those beacons that they used to connect communities. I'll get back to you when I get a bit further. I'm going to have to take my wet weather gear off. It's very, very mild. There's some deer over there. Not sure if you can see them. Looks like a young male. I'm guessing the reason why I'm so warm is it's probably quite humid now, isn't it? With all the rain. Anyhow, this is Beacon Hill. As always, leave me a comment. I've been a bit vacant. No. As always, leave me a comment. I've not been on YouTube much recently. These were the kind of videos I envisaged making on YouTube, which is why I still keep persevering with them, but they're not so popular. But part of the reason I'm on YouTube is to create memories for myself, really. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm persevering with videos like this. Ducks. I think that must be Danes Dyke there, where it goes into the sea. Oh yeah, so it's that way to that way to Danes Dyke, and that way to Flamborough. Oh, look at that. I think the footpath on the map goes straight across that field. Obviously there's some acceptable diversion around this edge. There you go, guys. Bridlington Bay. It's in the foreground just there. That's Danes Dyke. The next inlet just beyond this Sober, and then you can see Bridlington, North Beach, the harbour, and down towards Hornsey. Very slippy up here. Okay, so and you can see the lighthouse there and the old lighthouse there. I think, guys, I'm amending my plan as I go along. The next sort of cove you can see is just there, and that's South Landing. You can see why this was sort of strategic for these Neolithic people. If they lived in a time when they did have to defend themselves from other marauding tribes or wolves or bears or whatever, it's a great chunk of land to do it on, isn't it? You've got places to access the sea, you've got shellfish, you've got good arable land. I guess they had a lot of trees in those days. Would have had building materials, seals. It would have been a good place to live. But yeah, I'm changing my plan. I had a really kind of hard day yesterday, and I don't want to have a nice easy day today. So I'm going to go as far as South Landing. If the tide's right, which I think it is, I don't think high tide's till about 3:30. I might try walking back along the beach as far as Danes Dyke. Then explore Danes Dyke a bit, and then call it a day. I'm not just trekking all the way up to the lighthouse just for the sake of it. So if ever you wanted to visit the area with North Landing, you park at the top and have to walk down. I think Danes Dyke you park about halfway down, and there's some steep paths to get down to the beach. I think South Landing, I'm not sure if the car park is sort of actually down near the sea. I think there's an inshore lifeboat here as well. I have to be honest, it's the first time I've been on a caravan holiday in November. I've had plenty of holidays in November, but usually in cottages, and it was a bit dire last night and the night before, to be honest. I mean, the caravan being rocked by the wind and the rain lashing. And then today, the toilet's blocked, which, too much information I know, but I think that might be because of all the rain. Don't they run into septic tanks? And I mean, it was like a river running down the road last night. I always worry a little bit walking on beaches by cliffs, but if I think high tide's about 3:30, 4:15, so, and that's took me about half an hour, 40 minutes to walk from Danes Dyke to here. So it's not too rocky. Might go back on the beach. There you go, guys, South Landing. It's a long, long time since I've been here. time. Last time I came here was with my first Labrador. Called him Ben. It's beautiful, beautiful dog. Lived till he was nearly 16. And as a young Labrador, by gum, he was lively. And he was in the sea here. And I saw a black head next to him. He was out of his depth, the water was about 5 foot deep, and I saw a black head next to him, and I thought, oh, that's another dog. Where's that come from? And what is that rumbling? If you know, tell me. Is it a sonic booms? Don't look like thunder, does it? And I thought there was a dog next to him, and when I looked, it was a seal. And they were just about a foot away from each other, bobbing up and down in the water, looking at each other. It was a lovely moment. That's twice I've heard that big booming noise. I hope the GoPro picked it up that time. They're the only things I can think it is. Jets or thunder, but as I say, it doesn't look like thunder. Right guys, I'm going to put you away for a few minutes while I yeah, you can park right by the sea while I tackle these steps. I might have a spot of lunch. I can think of worse places to have lunch. So thanks for watching this video guys. I'm going to end it here at South Landing. As I say, my plans have changed, so I'm not going to Flamborough Head. So join me on the next video. As I say, if you have liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Do consider subscribing to the channel, and as always, leave me a comment if there's anything you want to say. But until the next time, I'll say cheerio.